Adding audio to your Pear Deck slides is a wonderful way to scaffold and support your students. It can be great to add helpful reminders or hints or tricks, but more importantly, it can be used to add additional context or to add descriptions of visual elements in order to help aid your students' comprehension. So to add audio to your Pear Deck slides, of course, go ahead and open up your Pear Deck so that you see it in your side panel here. Click on the slide that you want to add the audio to, and you'll notice that as you scroll down, there's this option to add audio to the slide. When you click on it, what's really great is you can record right here within Pear Deck, or you can upload files of audio that you've already previously recorded. So recording is pretty simple. As you begin recording, this is where you can add that helpful reminder, like, hey, don't forget to use Immersive Reader when you have lots of text on a slide. Or perhaps it might be reminding students of a resource that they could use or a strategy that they've recently learned about. Just adding some additional things for them to consider, some helpful hints or tips. You simply then pause the recording, and of course you can either resume, delete, or let Pear Deck know you're done. When you click that done, you can then go ahead and add it to the current slide. You'll notice up in the top right-hand corner, once it finishes generating, you've now got this icon that helps give that visual cue to your students. So this, like I said, can be a wonderful way to add helpful reminders, but because Pear Deck does not actually pull alt text and is not screen reader friendly, it can be a wonderful way for you to scaffold and support your students who perhaps have visual needs, but also add in with the comprehension for students who might need a little bit of extra support. So for example, here, I have added in a visual description of this iconic image of George Washington crossing the Delaware River. You can also use this to add additional context. For example, this is a slide where you've got a visual element, and I could add a lot more text to describe these different dimensions of engagement, but rather in a different modality, I add that additional context by adding audio to the slide. Now you'll notice with all of these, this icon up at the top right-hand corner doesn't feel like much has happened for me as the teacher. It's not until we transition to the student side that we really see the power and the impact. The power of the audio really happens for your students. Just as you saw on your teacher side, there's an icon up at the top right-hand corner. Now, you may notice that there's these two downward pointing carrots. Those are helpful reminders to help your students know to look for that headphone icon at the bottom navigation bar of their Pear Deck. When your students click on this icon, that's where they can actually hear the audio that you have added to the slides. So for example, as mentioned previously, when adding a visual descriptor, here's an example. This iconic painting depicts George Washington leading his troops across the icy Delaware River on December 25th, 1776. George Washington's stoic stance in the bow of the ship is so again, it's adding a visual description for students who might have a visual impairment, for example, but it's also helping students hone in on and make meaning of the image that is added to a slide. This is also another example where you have the audio description adding additional context that's above and beyond the information that is provided on the slide itself. So again, adding audio to your Pear Decks can be a wonderful way to scaffold and support students as they encounter your learning.